The idea of the universe being something that we are connected to is generally viewed as a spiritual concept. If you wish the universe to be your god of choice, it becomes a religious concept. What if I was to tell you that scientists believe that we are connected with the universe through vibrations? These vibrations, however subtle, affect all living things. Theories of consciousness. What physical processes underpin mental experience, linking mind and matter and creating the sense of self? This is the question that Tam Hunt and Jonathan Schooler at the University of California in Santa Barbara have asked themselves, and formed a theory around. Tam Hunt is a philosopher of mind, biology, and physics, while Jonathan Schooler is a professor of brain science. The question essentially is asking what natural laws govern our perception of existence, and is a search for the rules that relate mind and matter. It is referred to as the hard problem of consciousness. Their theory is based on the resonance theory of consciousness, which states that all things are vibrating and oscillating. The more in tune these vibrations are, the more sophisticated our consciousness is. These vibrations are believed to be central to both our consciousness and all physical reality. The closer two objects are to each other, the more in sync their vibrations become. This occurrence is called spontaneous self-organization. This coordinated vibration is like a form of communication between two objects. The more complex the synchronization is, the more complex the consciousness. The example Tam Hunt uses is the dynamics of our billions of neurons in our brain to create choices and decisions which form our perspective of the world as being highly complex. In comparison, less complex objects, such as rocks, still have a vibration, but are limited to receiving information from the world. While the above is still a theory, it is based on decades of study and research. This theory also correlates with the panpsychist view, which is gaining credibility with neuroscientists, philosophers, and physicists, including neuroscientist Christoph Koch and physicist Roger Penrose. Panpsychist theory, according to Philip Goff, a philosophy professor at Central European University in Budapest, Hungary, is stated as such. Consciousness is a fundamental feature of physical matter. Every particle in existence has an unimaginable simple form of consciousness. These particles then come together to form a more complex form of consciousness, such as human subjective experiences. This isn't meant to imply that particles have a coherent worldview or actively think, merely that there is some inherent subjective experience of consciousness in even the tiniest particle. This theory is then further supported by Giulio Tononi's integrated information theory. His theory states that something will have a form of consciousness if the information contained within the structure is sufficiently integrated or unified, and so the whole is more than the sum of its parts. Because it applies to all structures, not just the human brain, integrated information theory shares the panpsychist view that physical matter has innate conscious experience. A further argument regarding these theories came from Eddington, the English scientist who confirmed Einstein's theory of general relativity. He argued, there's a gap in our picture of the universe. We know what matter does, but not what it is. We can put consciousness into this gap. Goff adds to this thought that, it's silly to suppose that the underlying nature has nothing to do with consciousness, and then to wonder where consciousness comes from. There are variations of this panpsychist theory, which includes that the universe as a whole is conscious, rather than each individual particle. Could the universe actually warn us of something bad is about to happen? In order to believe that, you have to believe that 1. The universe has a consciousness. 2. The universe has a way to communicate, however subtle it may be. 3. Humans have a consciousness. 4. Both consciousnesses affect reality. 5. Sentience plays a part in consciousness and reality. Theories regarding the universe, humans, and other physical objects having a form of consciousness have already been discussed. What about consciousness affecting reality? How does sentience play a role here? Part of the argument of the panpsychist theory is the discussion regarding information. Prima facie is the logical theory that all sensory inputs can be broken down into bits of data. That is how we essentially understand our brains to work. What scientists have not been able to figure out is how that information creates our experience. Use artificial intelligence for example. We can input data into a system set to an algorithm which mimics how our brain breaks down information. The artificial intelligence can then mimic our reactions, but science has no reason to believe that artificial intelligence is actually having an experience. Scientists believe experience is only possible by an agent possessing consciousness. Scientists even question if there can be existence without experience or some fundamental idea of what is and what is not. What meaning does information have without a system that integrates and experiences it? Scientists theorize, then wouldn't the entire system, the universe, be the computer engine that produces meaningful data, and require sentience to be an integral aspect of reality down to the most fundamental level? Using these theories and modes of contemplation, we can theorize that the universe and all things within it have some level of consciousness and operate at a vibration that connects or communicates information with things in close proximity. These vibrations relay information to the sentient being to have an experience, which then shapes its perception of reality. Based on this idea, could the universe also let you know when your vibration, or another's vibration, is negatively impacting your reality? Whether you contemplate the scientific theories here or prefer a spiritual or religious path, many do believe the universe has ways to send warning signs to us that appear to go beyond coincidence, statistical probability, or the idea that stuff happens. Things happen on a daily basis, yet, we always remember that one thing happened that, for some inexplicable reason, pushed us to change our life or way of thinking. Here are 10 possible warning signs from the universe. 1. You keep losing things. You consistently can't find things, but normally, you always know where they are. Maybe small things keep getting stolen. 2. You're always late due to unexpected delays. No matter how well you plan, things keep interrupting your day and preventing you from getting to work on time, or picking up the kids, or just getting out the door for an appointment. 3. You experience frequent arguments. Suddenly, every little thing you say becomes an argument with your friends, coworker, spouse, or kids. 4. You can't get ahead. You create a plan of action to get things done, projects at work, projects at home, maybe a little getaway, time with friends, yet there are constant roadblocks that come out of nowhere to keep you from getting things done. 5. You get into accidents. You find yourself twisting your ankle 1 week, a month later, someone rear-ends your car. Maybe 2 weeks later, you're the victim of a major virus on your work computer. It just seems like the world is out to get you. 6. Clumsiness aptly describes you. You find you are dropping things all the time, stubbing your toe, or accidentally cutting your fingers while cooking. 7. You can't sleep. You've had the same sleep schedule that you've had for years, but now you can't sleep. 8. You're facing illness. First, it's your allergies, then it's a cold, and then it's the stomach flu. Normally, you are a very healthy person. 9. Strangers reach out to you for unexplained reasons. Maybe someone knocks on your door. During their sales pitch, they tell you of something happening in their life that parallels your life. Maybe during one of your accidents, a stranger was there to help, and relayed some advice that you could use. 10. A text or email didn't send as it should have. You needed to respond to a difficult communication and you typed it all out, but suddenly, you lost reception or your computer froze. Depending upon how aware you are, or how willing you are to take a hard look at your life, you may experience a number of these warning signs over time. It's possible you will make small changes and notice the warnings don't happen anymore. They may start back up, however, because you didn't make enough changes or didn't make the necessary changes in your life. We all stumble in life, but paying attention when we receive any of these 10 warning signs from the universe that something big is about to happen could save us a lot of stress and time wasted. Basically, the universe will always steer you away from the path that isn't right for you. We all came here to learn valuable lessons, so if something in your life doesn't work out, just remember that something better is on its way.